Alright, what's going on, y'all? So today, playing a little BeamMG. I haven't done this in a while. But I'm gonna start off light. See how many cars we could build. Let's see if our little spot over here. We could just drive here. Hope y'all been good. Hope y'all been enjoying the little content I've been putting out. It's not like consistent as before. But a lot of times I'm either testing something or I'm trying to get better. I am gonna revisit editing again, so try to improve the content a little bit. So I'm stacking videos, trying to see what we could edit and what can we do. Alright, so I guess we could do a little, I'll do a roll car build here, and then see what we got. Alright, let's make a few changes real quick. Get our baseline. Baseline in there. Gonna start at 12. The other night I was in, I don't know, it wasn't this lobby, but another lobby on Beam, and we was having people building different roll cars, and I wanted to help the person that didn't really understand how to build roll cars. The biggest thing is to understand what tire everybody's on. The most famous tire everybody's gonna be on is, let me see if it's in this server. Let's see if it's in the server. If it's in the server, or you want to be something close to it. Yes, it is. Alright, so this is the tire most likely everybody's gonna be on. So if you're roll racing with somebody and they keep gapping you off the hit, most likely they're on a tire. Could do one of these. And you want to go to here, go to the drop down after here, and click on this Street R2. When you're on a surface like a road surface, that's where you want to go. You want to go Street R2 with this setup, and just look how drastic the times drop. I know we're building a roll car, but we're using the quarter mile, eighth mile test to see how fast it is. All right. 330's down. and the eighth dropped a full second. The quarter is gonna drop to full second across the board, just with a tire alone. No chassis tuning, none of that. Just the tire, right? So you wanna find out what tire everybody's on. So off rip that when you're making changes, you're not just chasing setup like, oh, you need more of this, you need more of that. 9 times out of 10 is the tire that determines everything, right? Not so much a chassis setup and everything. I've yet to seen somebody on like not this tire, strictly chassis setup keep up with like this tire, right? So the chassis don't matter. We just gonna focus on tire, right? So we gonna see just by changing the wheel setup now how much time we could get. I know in real life everybody got different front wheels. Everybody sometimes people got front skinnies and all of that, but let's see in the game how much the skinnies work. I know in real life everybody wants to be on another tire. Everybody want to be on. They normally have a wider front tire, right? But let's put it on the skinnies and see if we gain any more time just by being on skinnies, right? Oh, not that one. It's too small. Okay. Alright, so this is where we're gonna start with this. We might need to, it might need the bigger one, just for look's sake. Or we could go up on the height. Let's go to 18s. There we go, that's better. It's a little bit of time, nothing too crazy. Let me try it again. Try it off the hit. Okay. Just a little bit of time, nothing too crazy. Alright, so let's try to roll a 40 roll. See how it feels. Alright, so now we got the tire and the setup out the way. Next is you could try to, when you're doing the pulls, you want to see where the car is falling off. Is it the gear limited? Is it too going to the gears too fast? You kind of want to find that balance, right? When it comes to the setup. Um, I want to try a different front wheel because it's not giving me the look that I want. But you kind of want to see where the power band is and how strong it's pulling up top or how strong it's really working, right? That's a little better. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna start to, okay, another thing. You can start to, you could either choose to go lighter, like try to lose weight in the car you're in. Like try to see if you got anything that got a race dash in there. It's not working. Let me see. It is working. A digital screen. dash in there. Got all of that information. Can't do much there. Alright. So I like to take the panels off, save you a little bit of weight on each door. You don't have to, like, the tire makes up for a lot of this. This is just being a little bit more extra. You don't have to, but it makes sense. You lose a little bit of weight and just try to as much, so you don't have to just squeeze as much power out of it. Right. Biggest thing, we might see what we could do with a blower. We could change the pulley on it. I think I'm gonna just keep the blower stock. I might just put one pulley on it, not changing the I might do stop blower. Let's see if we do have to change this to into 11. Put the lower pulley back to 1. Here we go. Okay, so we just did the upper pulley, right? And I'm gonna throw a little bit of nitrous on there, and I'm gonna immediately go to the 250 shot. All right. A lot of times that's all I need. I don't really need much more. Sometimes I would use the bigger bottle, depending on if I'm just trying to rely heavy on the nitrous. All right. So we did the pulley, we did a 250 shot of nitrous, just to start off. Like, if you could be closer to your friends, like what they're trying to do. You do want to upgrade the radiator so you don't overheat. You can start to take seats out if you want. Like I said, less weight, easier, don't need a lot of power. I still haven't touched the suspension yet either. Everything else should be good, right? Alright, so see what time we get. We're not gonna tune it yet. We're just gonna test it out. Just with the weight reduction, we already shaving times. We almost made it to the 10. Just with a little bit of weight reduction. I think it's page up to move the seat up. Just pulling way better up top. Alright, so the weight off of it, we shave like hundredths of a second. We shave. Alright. Next, we're gonna let's make a pass with the nitrous. See where it's at. Alright. $60 a little bit. Could do better. The 330 could do way better. And the 8th is decent. Just pull it into the gears nicely. 160. Like where this is right now, I feel like roll racing, this is fun, right? And I'm gonna keep going, showing you how much better it could get with just small little improvements. And we using the time to really see the difference, right? So on to the next. Now we're gonna introduce a little bit of tune. We already adjusted the weight with the fuel, right? We already, let's tune. We could, ooh, could make the nitrous come on a tad bit earlier. To be honest, I think the sweet spots is like 1.6 or 2.2. I'm gonna do 2.2 here. All right, in first gear. All right. We're gonna soften up the front sway bar a little bit so the front end could lift a little bit, allow the transfer a little more weight. We're gonna leave the rebound for now. We're gonna leave the height for now. Everything else with that is good. We're gonna take some squat out of it. Try to go half of that. We give the alignment a little bit. We got 2 degrees in the front, so we're gonna go 5%. A little bit toe in, nothing wrong with that. In the front, so you can keep going straight. We're gonna take some of this camber out. We're gonna do like from -5%. See where we at. Yeah, we didn't get much off the front. Let's try to do 5%. Okay, do a 9.5 here. Alright. The rear is about where I want it. We could bring the front out a tad bit. Could do a little bit more. 15. Drag it out somewhere, probably 35. Okay, we're just about there where I want it to look. Tire pressure, we're gonna come down a tad bit. 12, still which is relatively high. Come down on the front, allow it to come up a little bit more. And the toe, just a little bit less on the toe in. All right, let's test it out. See where we at. So the biggest thing now, we want to see the 8 time and the quarter mile time drop, right? So with the changes, a little bit more spinning off the line, but okay, shaving it down a little bit more. See where else we could improve. I'm gonna leave it where it's at with the power. I'm gonna see if we could get it to shift faster. We could add the cam to try to get it to sound a little crazier. It doesn't sound crazy at all. Very quiet car. Alright, so let's really throw the kitchen sink at it a little bit more. Oh my god, we don't have much options. Alright, so we just gonna have to. Alright, so let's get a bigger bottle. We're gonna up the nitrous shot a little bit more before we even touch the thing. I'm gonna add back the fuel, and I'm gonna put about 350 on there. Alright, we should see the times come down a little bit more. We're in the 9s. 330 is not bad. Could be a little better. Let's see how we do on the roll though. Alright, we pulling through 6. It's pulling a lot stronger too. Alright, so now I'm gonna do a 40 roll. Alright, and this should be good fun with the roll racing with your friends. It don't spin too much, but it gets the job done. I probably could maximize it a little bit more, trying to adjust like the tire pressure so we could get the hit. The hit in second gear. I think that this is a good run. This is a good setup for a couple back-to-back hits on the roll before you run out of nitrous with that setup. Any more nitrous, we would probably run into the issue of running out of bottle on like the 3rd or the 4th run, right? So we have the weight, we adjust the suspension. Let's adjust the gearing and the diff. Oh no. Alright, let's adjust the gearing a tad bit. See what we could do is add some brakes too. Premium, let's do semi. Rubber bushings, heavy duty rear subframe. I think we could do more to that. I think I'm gonna leave it where it's at. I think everything else is good for where it's at. Not too much on it, but alright, so we made the gear a little bit longer. We went from 391 to 370. Dead hook 3rd. Right to 160. Let's try it to launch a little bit. A 658 is not bad, bro. A 9.8 quarter mile is as fast. I think mastering a launcher. Oh, I forgot. We could really lean on the tire just a tad bit more. Keep in mind, I'm not really going crazy with everything because everything, the basics of what I've already shown y'all. There's extreme levels to that. You pull it nicely. Car is not absurdly fast. Like I feel like this type of racing should be fun, bro. Go to 40. Dead hood second. Alright. So I'm gonna make one change with the gearing, and we're gonna see if we could gain more time, and at that moment we will know if, like, okay, the car is maxed out, like maxed out for what we have, to be honest. So the gearing I'm gonna go with 2.8 2.8 final, and that's so I could launch it first gear again. Okay, we lost a little bit of we gain time. So let's shoot for a little bit lower. I want to get the first gear, but if I can't, I'm gonna just stay with as low as I could go. Let's see. Oh my god. Alright, we went fast on the 60, but we didn't get what I was really looking for, really. I'm gonna lie. We're not pulling as hard to the 8th, so that's telling me we could improve on that. Haze the tires a little bit in second. Wouldn't be a Beamng without the crash. Alright, so I think 262 is a little bit too long, so we're gonna go with my first impression, which is 280 with second gear launch, and this should be it. Faster in the 330. Same in the 8th, and about faster in the quarter. I think this is where you want to be gearing wise. I could play with the rebound and get it to hook a little bit better, but I'm not gonna tap on that. Haze but hooked in second. We finished the run about 180 in 5th. And if you want to go up to 200, you got 6th gear, right? But I think the 330 was good and the quarter was good. That means that we're pulling up top. So quick little road racing build for y'all. A little bit of tips and tricks in there. And as I said, there's more extreme levels. As I said, with the car, we didn't do much. We only did the nitrous and we did the nitrous. Did this have a block? No. We did the nitrous. We stuck with one trans, and the car didn't have much options. But in the end, the nitrous with just the upper pulley, and that was it. Cars doing nines. So take this, use it, apply it, and see how it works out for you. Peace.